We found last year more or less 300 dead bodies under an old church in northern Italy, and in a strange situation because more than 100 were mummified, a very unique condition in northern Italy, but as well in Europe. So we are studying the decomposition process, looking at the insect and the effect of the insect on the decomposition, but as well the effect of the insect on the clothes. As you can see in this piece of clothes, we have an important hole that have been done by the activity, feeding or moving activity of the insect. In effect, on the clothes we can find a lot of, like for example, this one is a cocoon of a clothes moth, or this is a skin of a beetle. But on these clothes we found as well a lot of puparia of flies that arrive on the body and they feed on the body. They are the first colonizer of a dead body. So our approach is two approaches. It's not only one. For sure, the leitmotif are the insect. The first part of this study concerns what happened after the death. This means which kind of insect arrive on the body, and if we can state in which season the death occur, because the insects that arrive on the body are related with the season, they depend on the season. We have fly active during the summer, other species active during the winter or the fall. And the second approach concerns the damage that the insect perform on the clothes. This is important from an archaeological point of view, but as well now, because in forensic entomology we have to use the information about the insect in the real cases, and sometimes the holes that the investigator, the crime scene investigator or forensic pathologist found on the clothes can mimic, I don't know, for example, a bullet or a stabbing or an event that caused the death. Using the information that we collect from the past, that means holes on the clothes and the kind of insect present on the body, we start a series of experiments using different fabrics, like this one, that they look more or less the fabric that we study from the mummies, and we put this fabric in a container with meat, with flesh, pork flesh, just to mimic the decomposition process, and we had a lot of maggots, and we look at what happened after 2 days, for example, and we have a hole like this one, caused by the activity of one larvae, one maggot, that is become a puppy now, and comparing the size and the shape of this hole using a microscope for sure, and what we obtain, what we observe on these clothes, we can state exactly the origin of the holes. For sure, we found here beetles, flies, and as well moths. We performed the experiment with the same species, or species that are related from a phylogenetical point of view. This means that they're more or less the same, and now we can really compare and say this all has been done by a beetle or by a maggot.
The University of Huddersfield, inspiring tomorrow's professionals.